It's Presley at ActOutGames.com here, and today we're going to go get a new Junior Ranger badge. We're going to go down to some fossil beds. They're in, not Evergreen, they're in Colorado Springs. So we're taking a tiny road trip there, and I'm bringing my ponies along. So, yeah, see you there. So, there are these huge redwood trees. They're really big, and they're just really big, and they got petrified by a volcano that's somewhere and is not active right now. I don't even think it exists anymore. I don't know where it is.
Well, I hope it works out.
So,
when are you gonna...
yeah, there are these really big redwood trees. This is a really big one. Oh my goodness, this is a really big redwood. Redwoods are not that big, are they?
Mm-hmm.
They are?
Yep.
I've never seen a redwood.
The ones in California, we'll go see them.
I've never seen a redwood before. We're going on a walk. There's petrified redwood trees, there's more of them this way. It's also kind of just a nature walk. And we're gonna probably take some pictures with ponies there. And say hi. Hi. Okay, he just wanted to say hi. So really until they were petrified, the volcano mixed with like rain, the volcano's ash mixed with like rain and snow and turned into like mud flow. And that mud flow, it went into the, and it went under the, around the trees and around the tree, and eventually, and it went only the first 16 feet of them, and then it, the tops, which were much longer, they fell off and rotted away, and only the stumps remained. And after a little while, the mud flow started getting inside of the trees, and it turned the trees into petrified trees. That's how they were petrified, and then they were petrified, and then there was a river that the mud flow got into, and the river that the mud flows got into had like the mud flow went to the bottom of the river, and then there was algae on top, and the mud flow on the bottom of the river and the algae on top would trap animals and fish and stuff that died in or during or around the river. And after they would be trapped, after a long time, the algae that trapped a bunch of stuff would go to the bottom, and then more would grow, and then it would make a bunch of fossils down at the bottom of the river. So yeah, that's what happened here. Make all this petrified stuff and fossils. Okay, I'm setting up the pony for a picture. The Crusaders! Crusaders have to be up here. They're not near their sisters. Crusaders. I'm not getting like the pony army out, and it'll look awesome. Ponies. The blind bags. Nope. So should I let go of the blind bag pony, please? No. Stop. So this is one of the biggest fossils here. And so when it was a tree, not a stump, it was 250 feet tall. That would be a lot of me's.
It would be a lot of use.
Yes. So there's one of the biggest fossils. There are still saw blades in it. You see those dark spots? That's a saw blade. People were trying to cut it off and take it as a souvenir a long time ago, and it broke the saw. It was so big. So this is one of the biggest fossils here. So this field used to be full of petrified stumps, but then in the
1800s.
But then in the 1800s, people would take little tiny pieces of each of the trees, and eventually they took enough that now there's only a few trees. So that's why you always preserve nature for the future generation. Because we're not able to enjoy them. this whole field of trees, of petrified trees, if the people wouldn't have taken. So we're in I think what used to be a homestead, and so these wagons don't have wheels because a really long time ago,
Not that long ago.
3 years ago, some people stole the wheels from some of these wagons, and they still haven't been found, which is quite odd. So there's one wagon with the wheels, and then there's the other wagon somewhere else who's out wheels. So yeah, why are people taking so many things? Just because they thought people a long time ago took things doesn't mean you can do it now.
Sure. I see a volcano and a mud flow. That lahar. What else is going on there?
So there's the algae from the river.
Awesome.
And then some bugs that were trapped in it.
Poor little bugs. Look at how cute they are, though.
And then I drew some trees that didn't get caught in the mud.
Very nice. Excellent job, Presley. I
They
mean,
kind of look like dancing people, though.
algae and everything. You got the whole thing. Nice work. Why do we set aside these spaces called national parks and monuments? Why do we have them?
To preserve nature for future generations.
Exactly, for future generations. That's the key part. There are parks that don't have anything to do with nature. There's a park in New Orleans that's set aside entirely for music. It's called New Orleans Jazz. Unless you consider musicians to be animals, there's no nature there. Think musicians are animals?
Well,
maybe.
we're animals.
You're so smart. Give me a high five. As a junior ranger,
As a junior ranger,
I promise
I promise
to help protect Florissant Fossil Beds,
Florissant Fossil Beds,
National Monument.
National Monument.
I will leave
I will leave
all national park areas
all national park areas
a little better
a little better
by learning
by learning
about nature and history,
about nature and history,
safely exploring
safely exploring
and protecting
and protecting
these special places.
these special places.